we found a place that offers 80 beers, over 100 scotches and bourbons, and yes, they have some fantastic food too. To fulfill all your delicious dreams, you gotta eat here. Fork tender short ribs braised in beer, Scotch and Scotch eggs. Burgers stacked into a duplex of deliciousness. Hobson Scotch in Brookline is a new gastropub specializing in classic comfort food.
When you come into Hobson Scotch, you see low lighting, hip atmosphere, but a very relaxed atmosphere. You can come down to the bar and enjoy more of a bar scene, or you could go upstairs into our dining room and enjoy a little bit more of a relaxed dining scene.
And while the atmosphere in the dining room may be relaxed, back in the kitchen, Chef de Cuisine Clinton Cox is moving quickly to execute exceptional dishes like cavatappi pasta in a creamy cheese sauce or the fork tender short ribs served on a bed of soul-satisfying mashed potatoes.
These are cooked for a very, very long time. You can't cook short ribs without cooking them for many, many hours. We do braise them in the milk stout, and they are slow cooked to absolute perfection. No knife necessary. They do completely melt in your mouth.
With roots in the Lone Star State, Chef Clinton likes to put a little south in your mouth with dishes like crispy fried chicken with creamy grits or the super snackable hush puppies served with a flavorful onion dip. With a name like Hobson Scotch, it's no surprise that beer plays a key role at the bar and on the menu, specifically in the house-made beer bread.
The beer bread it has this fantastic sort of beer flavor. We use Allagash white, and then of course you get all the butter that goes along with toasting it, and then the house-made pimento cheese. It's just wonderful.
The creamy, flavorful house-made pimento cheese can also be found on the Hobson Scotch burger.
We have a absolutely fantastic 8-ounce burger that alone is wonderful, but we have multiple different types of cheeses, including the house-made pimento. It's not your typical cheddar or American or provolone. It's got a little bit of spice to it, so it just enhances the flavor of the burger itself.
But for the quintessential Hobson Scotch experience, you have to order up the sinfully indulgent Scotch Egg.
Well, a Scotch Egg is a medium boiled egg that's wrapped in chorizo and then deep fried. So the point is, when you cut into it, it oozes out from the center, and it's just absolutely delicious. It's not for dieters necessarily, but it's great with beer and the scotch and bourbons and everything we have within the bar.
Scotch is certainly the preferred beverage at the bar. There's a wide selection, and they're all available over custom-made ice balls.
It's basically used just so the drink stays colder longer without watering down the drink.
You have less of a circumference of the actual scotch hitting the ice, so it's not going to melt as quickly yet stay cold. It's literally a huge ball of ice in a glass with the scotch floating over the top of it. This is for a serious scotch drinker.
And for the not-so-serious scotch drinker, there are flights for sampling and knowledgeable bartenders to answer any questions you have along the way.
We have 40 beers on tap. We have 120 plus scotch whiskeys and bourbons. And so if you really, really like beer or scotch or whiskey, this is the place to do it. Relaxed atmosphere, knowledgeable bartenders, and really good prices to go along.
With entrees capping off in the low 20s and tapas coming in around $6, anybody who's hungry or thirsty should hop on over and eat here.